Teenagers, the 100 deadliest days of summer are almost upon us. Welcome back to Get Connected. I'm your host, Conn Jackson. We're talking to a traveling expert, particularly when it comes to teen driving. Why do they call the days between Memorial Day and Labor Day the 100 deadliest days of summer?
Just because it's the time where kids are out of school. So there's a greater chance that they might have an accident because they're more likely to be riding around.
Well, it certainly makes sense. Now, can you tell us about the National Young Driver Survey that was recently conducted, and what did you find out?
Well, we just did a study of 2,000 15 to 21-year-olds, and we found that they understand what distracted driving is, they understand what those behaviors are, but yet they continue to engage in them because they don't really feel that they get that distracted behind the wheel. They don't really feel that they're truly at risk. So that's one perception that we have to educate to overcome, because they are distracted and they're definitely posing a risk when they engage in those behaviors. We also found that girls and boys engage in these behaviors at different rates. In fact, girls text and drive probably almost double the rate that boys do at that age. So there's definitely some discrepancies that are based on gender.
Well, that's certainly interesting, but what surprised you the most about the study?
You know, I think it's the perception that teens don't really get all of that distracted, even though they continue to engage in those behaviors. I think even us adults are guilty of doing these behaviors every now and again, and we know that it poses a distraction. So we know that drivers that are fully inexperienced and new to the roads definitely get distracted. So it's this disconnect between what is reality and what is perception.
Well, I certainly can understand getting distracted, particularly as a young driver. It's easy to do that, but what is the call to action today?
Well, you know, one thing that we found from the survey is that while teens might not be listening to their parents about much else, they're definitely watching their parents behind the wheel. So one thing that parents can do is just model good behaviors when they're driving, not speeding, making sure they're buckled up. They're not texting and driving or talking on the cell phone while driving. Just modeling good behavior can set your new driver on the right path early.
Great advice, certainly, no doubt about it. Leading by example is certainly a key. Do you see any difference in distraction levels between texting, talking on the phone, and actually talking on a headset?
You know, we did not differ for hands-free talking and actually using a handset or just having the cell phone in your hand. One thing that we did measure, though, was whether teens saw the difference in typing a text or reading a text as more or less distracting. And they definitely think that reading a text is less distracting than typing one, while even though we know that both probably pose equal distraction. So there's definitely a disconnect there, and they're more likely to engage in reading text as well.
Well, that certainly is an interesting disconnect. What is Bridgestone doing to help teens drive safer?
Well, you know, Bridgestone has just started their annual Teens Drive Smart video contest, which any teen age 16 to 21 can create a video about any issue in teen driver safety that's 25 or 55 seconds in length and upload it to teensdrivesmart.com. And we'll pick 10 finalists to put online for the public to vote on. And the public will choose the top 3 finalists they think should get a trip to New York City to compete for the grand prize, which is $25,000 in college scholarship money and a chance to have their video air on the MTV Jumbotron in Times Square for a month.
Wow, sounds like a cool hit program for teens indeed. I'm glad they're doing that. But what advice do you have for teens this summer, in particular, about driving safer?
Well, the main thing is to put the cell phone away in a purse, a backpack, in a glove box, anywhere where it's out of reach, out of sight, out of mind. That's the main thing that you can do to help yourself stay focused. Also, obeying traffic laws and speed limits. One thing that we saw with our survey was that teens readily admitted to speeding more than half the time. And so definitely keeping your vehicle at the speed limit is a crucial way to keeping not only yourself safe, but other drivers around you safe.
Angela, you're on a roll. Great advice. Where can we go to learn more information about what you shared with us today?
You can get a ton of safe driving resources at teensdrivesmart.com.
Angela, you rock. Thanks for sharing this program with us and for joining us.
Thank you.
Certainly great advice. I think we could all heed the advice about not texting, not talking in the car. Wow, just think how much safer the roads would be. We all need to do it, or none of us are Superman. Now, when we come back, we're going to be talking about a health beat issue that's now hitting the masses. What is it? We'll find out next. So glad you got to check out that clip, but listen, we've got plenty more going on here at Get Connected, our TV show. My friend and I are going to give you a glimpse of all the fun, so take it away.
The sun shines bright as it moves across my face. I feel the light and everything is in its place. Oh, I woke up feeling great. Today was made for me, and life is good the way it should, the way it was meant to be.
Well, join us and we'll get you in the know. Check us out at Get Connected at conntv.com and be part of the movement.